Okay, now let's shift our focus to another very important concept. Um, Till now, if you notice that the various variables that we have been using are of simple data types. That is, either they are int or float or char. Again, remember an array of ints, array of characters, array of, so basically arrays are also nothing but a collection of similar data types. Okay, so now the problem appears when we need to keep track of a set of a set of variables pertaining to one particular concept. Say for example, a variable may actually represent one single piece of information, whereas sometimes we want to keep track of multiple pieces of information about a particular element. Say for example, if you're talking of a student, we want to keep track of information like his name, his address, his phone number, his roll number. So there are so many pieces of information that we need to maintain about a student. Okay, so to do this kind of data manipulation, we need to have something called as a structure. Now, what I'll do is I'll take a very simple example, where I'll have just two pieces of information which go together, and from there we will take off. Okay, so let's say to add two time periods. Okay, so now when we talk of time, we basically talk in terms of hours and minutes. So hours and minutes go together. So what I can do is define a structure. So this is the keyword struct, and give it a name. And since it is time we are talking of, I'll give the name as time itself. Okay, and then uh, as part of the structure, what are the pieces of information that we are going to have? So for each piece of information we have to define a data member. So let's say int r, similarly int minute. Yes, so this becomes our structure declaration. Okay, so now let's see how to have two times being given to us, and we have to add them up. So let's try it out. So void main, and void main, now time t3. Okay, this will be our new time. Okay, so let's say time t1 is equal to t1 is equal to 2 comma 25. Let's say it is instead of accepting it from the user, I'm initializing it to 225. It could be am or pm, immaterial as of now. Okay, similarly t2 is equal to 3 comma 50. That means it is 350. Now what we want to do is add up these two times. Now it's not a simple addition, you might have noticed, because if we add up the minutes, 50 plus 25 is 75. So we can't show it as 575. Out of that 75, we have to remove 60 and add 1 to the hours, right? So let's see how to do that. We also require a third time. So you realize what we are doing here is we are creating a instance of time. Okay, and here we are creating another instance of time. Basically, instance is, in simple terms, we could look at it as an area of memory being allocated. and which is addressed by T1. Similarly, another area of memory being allocated and being named as T2. Okay, and here in the memory we are assigning some initial values. Okay, whereas here it is not being initialized. Okay, right. So now let's take it further. Let's clear the screen. What we are going to do is display the time. Okay, so first time, so that later on when we are looking at the output we can do the calculations. Okay, show time. Now instead of having a separate function called show, I could directly say cout, but I could it makes it easier because if I have to do it in number of times, then it becomes easier. I have to just keep calling the function. Okay, so T1 cout second time. Okay, show T2. Okay, now show we are using, so we need to have a prototype. So void show time T. Now T is a data structure, so a structure is being passed as a parameter. Okay, let's immediately define the function for displaying the time. So cout T dot H to access only the R. We use the variable name dot and the data member name. So T is the structure and H is the data member in that. Okay, so T dot H. Say for example, if we want it for T1, we say T1 dot H, T1 dot M. Similarly, T2 dot H, T2 dot M. Okay, so since here we are accepting the variable as T, so T dot H Rs and T dot M, that is minutes. Okay, and okay, so let's and then we say T3 is equal to sum of T1 dot T1 comma T2. T1 T2 is being passed to sum, and then we ask it to display T3. Okay, now we need to define the summing of function for summing the time. So time T1 comma time T2. Okay, now time total. Okay, this is the result that is going to be sent back. So total dot but basically this total is local to this particular function. Okay, total dot H is equal to T1 dot H plus plus T2 dot H. Okay, so R's have been added. So in our case, what have we added? We have added 3 plus 2, 5. Now what we have to add is T1 dot M plus T2 dot M. So what is that? 50 plus 25. So that is 75 divided by 60, because our minutes can't be more than or equal to 60. So T1 plus T1 dot M plus T2 dot M gives us 75 divided by 60. Since all this is ints, it will only take the integer part. So which means what? 75 divided by 60 is 1. Remember, it doesn't go into decimals. So it basically truncates, it cuts off the decimal places. Okay, so we end up with 1. So 5 plus 2 plus 1. So 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1, 8. Okay, am I right? No, sorry, it is 2 and 3. So 3 plus 2, 5. This is 2 plus 3, 5, plus here you have 1. So it becomes 6. Okay, so the result is 6. So total hours is 6. And now we have to look at the minutes. Now minutes will be what? When you divide these two, whatever is the remainder. So 75 divided by 60 is 1. Remainder is how much? 15. So that will be the minutes. So total dot m is equal to t1 dot m plus t2 dot m. Remember this is for getting the remainder after division. Okay, and then it's just a question of returning the total. Okay, now okay, hash include and all that I have not. Hash include iostream dot h, hash include conio dot h. Okay, I have not given the declaration prototype. Let's see, void. No, it's not void, it's returning time. So time, sum of time t1 comma time t2. Okay, and now let's see run. Instead of saying run, I'm giving arguments. Okay, so now let's take it one by one by one. Declaration syntax error. Time is the return type, sum time t1 comma time t2. Okay, here I have missed semicolon. Now let's see. Okay, h is not a member of t. Why? Okay, I have given it as hours. Minute. What have I given? Hour and minute. Okay, so now here all I have to do that. Hour, minute. So you need to be very careful when you're giving a variable name and using it somewhere else. You need to be careful. Okay, nothing major. So let's try it again. Okay, ours is not a member of time. It is what? Okay, here itself we'll change it. Okay, type mismatch in redeclaration of some time comma time. Some. Okay, it's not void, it's time. Okay, h is not a member. Okay, so here also I have to say ours. Okay, so let's run this again. M is not a member of time, so minute. Okay, unexpected. Okay, this is additional. Okay, now first time is 2 hours 25 minutes, 3 hours 50 minutes. 3 plus 2 5. 50 plus 25 is 75 divided by 60 is 1. So 5 plus 1 6 hours. 75 divided by 60, remainder is 15 minutes. Okay, so lot of issues there. So you know, you need to be very careful when you are using the declaring the structures and data members, and the way in which you access them. Nice. Okay, let's save this, and let's save it as add time. Okay, and let's quit.